The Galactic Hunting Championship had never seen anything like this. For 3,000 cycles, the galaxy's apex predators had gathered on the frozen death world of Kyraxis Prime to prove their superiority. Warriors from species that had evolved, through ice ages, radiation storms, and predator-infested hellscapes, came to test themselves against the most dangerous game the galaxy had to offer: the Void Stalkers, creatures that could phase through solid matter and whose venom could dissolve. Titanium. This year, for the first time, humanity had been invited. Diana watched the assembled hunters from her position at the back of the staging area, arms crossed, headphones blasting music that would have made her mother lecture her about hearing damage. At 17, she was the youngest competitor by at least 4 decades. She was also the only one who'd been dragged here against her will during what was supposed to be her spring break. Unbelievable, she muttered, scrolling through her phone. No signal, obviously. They were 3 star systems from Earth. The Kralix champion, a 4-armed reptilian warrior named Zexthor, turned his massive head toward her. His thermal pits flared as he assessed the human. "You are small," he hissed, mandibles clicking in what might have been laughter. Diana didn't look up. "You're observant." The other hunters joined in the mockery. There was Velaxa, a crystalline being from a world with 8 times Earth's gravity. Commander Thros, whose species had literally evolved from pack hunters that brought down megafauna on their homeworld's methane plains. Even Oliver, the human military liaison assigned to accompany her, looked uncomfortable. "Diana," Oliver said quietly, adjusting his formal uniform. He was 26, career military, and had the demeanor of someone who'd been raised on protocol and discipline. "Maybe try to engage. This is a diplomatic opportunity." "I didn't ask to be a diplomat," Diana replied, finally pulling out her earbuds. "I asked to go to Cancun. Instead, I'm on planet Frostbite with a bunch of aliens who won't stop flexing." The tournament master, a floating sphere of energy named Coordinator Ix, pulsed with authority. "Hunters, the trial begins. You will track and eliminate 1 Void Stalker. The one who returns first with proof of kill claims victory and the honor of their species. Lethal force against competitors is discouraged." The way Ix paused before discouraged made Diana roll her eyes. "Begin." The hunters exploded into action, each employing their species' legendary tactics. Zexthor bounded across the ice with thermal tracking. Velaxa phased partially into the crystalline substrate, sensing vibrations. Commander Thros deployed a swarm of microdrones. Diana zipped up her jacket and started walking. "That's it?" Oliver jogged to catch up. "No equipment check? No strategy?" "It's -40 degrees, I'm tired, and I want this over with." She pulled out what looked like a standard Earth flashlight. "Where would you hide if you could phase through walls and everything wanted to kill you?" Oliver frowned. "Somewhere. Unpredictable. Somewhere warm." Diana pointed to a thermal vent cluster 300 meters away. "Void Stalkers are ambush predators, right? They need energy to phase. Energy means heat. Everything out here is hunting in the dangerous zones. But that vent system? Too obvious, which makes it perfect." She was right. 20 minutes later, while the galaxy's elite were still deploying sensor nets and tactical formations, Diana stood over a very surprised Void Stalker. The creature had been warming itself in the thermal vents when she'd simply walked up and stunned it with a modified cattle prod her grandfather had given her for emergencies. "Seriously?" the creature seemed to ask with its multifaceted eyes before collapsing. Oliver stared. "How did you—" "It's not rocket science." Diana extracted a crystalline fang as proof. "Humans hunt weird. We don't have claws or armor or psychic powers. We just think. And we're really, really stubborn." The walk back was interrupted by Zexthor, who emerged from an ice canyon covered in frost and clearly empty-handed. He saw Diana's trophy and his thermal pits flared with rage. "Impossible, you cheated." "I walked up to it," Diana said flatly. "You want to report me for walking?" What happened next would become legendary in galactic hunting circles. Zexthor lunged, and Diana, operating on instincts honed by years of dodging her younger siblings and surviving high school, simply wasn't there. She sidestepped and the massive alien crashed into the ice. Dude, seriously? Diana groaned. Oliver stepped forward, military training activating. Stand down, champion. The trial is over. But other hunters were arriving now, seeing Earth's inferior representative humiliating their champion. The situation was escalating. Diana could see the calculations in Oliver's eyes. Diplomatic incident, interstellar consequences, career-ending disaster. Okay, new plan, Diana announced loudly. You all want to know how humans hunt? Fine. I'll show you. She turned to Coordinator Ix. How many Void Stalkers are on this planet? Approximately 47. Cool. Race you all. Diana checked her phone's clock. I'll have 10 by sunrise. Anyone who beats that gets bragging rights. Anyone who doesn't shuts up about human inferiority. Deal? The hunters exchanged glances. 10 Void Stalkers in 8 hours? Even for elite hunters, that was borderline impossible. They accepted. Diana caught 12. Her method was simple but devastatingly effective. She stopped hunting like an alien and started hunting like a human. She used the planet's ecosystem against the stalkers, leading them into environments where phasing was disadvantageous. She created simple traps using nothing but ice, rocks, and patience. Most importantly, she understood something the others didn't. Exhaustion was a weapon. Void Stalkers could phase through matter, but it drained them. Diana didn't try to match them power for power. She made them waste energy, then waited. Humans were persistence hunters after all. On Earth, ancient humans had literally run prey to death over days of tracking. 8 hours was nothing. When Diana returned to the staging area, dragging proof of her 12th kill, the assembled hunters stood in stunned silence. Oliver looked like he'd aged 5 years but was fighting back a smile. Coordinator Ix pulsed with what might have been respect. Unprecedented, Earth's champion has redefined the parameters of this competition. Can I go home now? Diana asked, yawning. I have a calculus test on Monday and this has been, aggressively inconvenient. Zexthor approached, but this time his posture was different, respectful. You hunt with neither strength nor special adaptation. How? Diana shrugged. We're just really good at being annoying until things give up. It's kind of our species' whole thing. As they boarded the transport back to Earth, Oliver finally asked the question that had been bothering him. Diana, why did you really do it? The extra stalkers, I mean. You'd already won. Diana looked out at the stars, a small smile finally crossing her face. Because next year, when they tell this story, I want them to tell it right. Earth didn't send a warrior or a hunter or some legendary hero. We sent a tired teenager who just wanted to go home, and she still beat all of them. That's very HFY of you, Oliver said. I have no idea what that means. It means humanity is terrifying and we're just getting started. Diana put her earbuds back in, finally relaxing. The galaxy's elite hunters had learned a valuable lesson. Never underestimate a species that conquered its planet, not through evolution's gifts, but through sheer, stubborn determination. Especially not when that determination came in the form of a grumpy teenager who just wanted her spring break back.